Well, in the Prader-Willi community, we are very fortunate that we've got several clinical trials that are ongoing, as well as drugs in development, early stage development. So really understanding our natural history of the disorder is going to be critical to understand if these interventions, really affect the course of the disorder, can really affect those things that are most meaningful to our patient population. So having tools in place where we can easily get information from our community about the symptoms of PWS, what is most difficult for families to manage, and where they would like to see the therapies having an impact is critical. And I think that this platform is going to help us do that in a way that we were not able to do before. Well, I think it's important for rare disease advocacy groups to engage with the platform because the rare disease groups are the ones that understand the best what is important to their community, what are important to their patients, what are the things that we would like to see treated with these rare disorders. So the advocacy community has the knowledge of what are the symptoms that are most troubling to the person who is experiencing the rare disease, what are the endpoints that they would like to see changed with a new treatment. And if the patients don't bring that expertise and engage, there's the chance that the drugs that are in development won't be addressing the things that are most important to their patient community. So sort of trying to get ahead of the game, trying to define what are the things, even if you don't have a drug right now in clinical trials, trying to define those things, those endpoints that are going to be most important to your community, and to make sure you have the data to understand, how those symptoms manifest themselves in your population is really critical. And I think this platform will give us more opportunity to do that, more opportunity to engage a wider range of our patients in that process, and get to a point of treating the things that are most important to our patients. There's a lot of value of natural history data in rare disease drug development. So we really have to have an understanding of the course of the rare disease, of the symptoms that are most important to patients, and how those are variable across our population. So understanding, the most severe cases and the least severe cases is really, understanding the broadness of those symptoms and how it manifests is really important. How those symptoms change over time is really important. So understanding all of those things as a baseline to see how a new intervention might affect those symptoms is really critical. I think the FDA has made it quite clear that, you need to have that information in a large and as a representative of population as you can have, so that you really understand if a new intervention, a new drug is actually impacting positively on your population, and also if there are any safety concerns that are coming up. So kind of both sides of the equation. You want to have a good understanding of the how often these problems and safety issues come up in the absence of a drug treatment, so you can understand how they come up when a new intervention is brought into the equation. Well, we have a registry through NORD's I Am Rare program, and so we have a global Prader-Willi syndrome registry that we gather data from the patient community, and we've had the opportunity to share that among many stakeholders in our group. So there's academic physicians who are looking to expand knowledge in their particular area, whether it be GI problems or neurology problems, sleep and seizures, for example. So we share that de-identified, aggregated data with those academic physicians so that they can better shape their practice. So that's one way in which we've done that. We've used the registry to help us work with industry partners and develop new outcomes for clinical trials. So individuals with PWS have a lot of issues with anxiety. So we've worked with an industry partner to test a new instrument for measuring anxiety using the I Am Rare registry platform, and done some validation of that instrument using the registry, which allows us to very easily and quickly reach a large population of individuals with PWS. The other way that we're using our natural history study is to acquire data about what's called the burden of disease. So the impact of the disease on the person with PWS and their family. So we can gather that data in a large population and share that with industry partners, share that with the FDA, share that with families as well, to demonstrate or show where are the areas of real need in our community, and also to show that, if we do have a drug that works to alleviate some of the most troubling symptoms of Prader-Willi syndrome, that it is likely to impact the individual in a positive way, impact the entire family in a positive way. So we'd like to have baseline data about that, which we can then share with the regulatory agencies, which we can share with the drug companies to show them that, there is really an unmet medical need here that would be good for them to investigate, and to share it with our community. Just, we all know that the disease is challenging, but there's some, gaining a better understanding of how others are, dealing with it is important to us as well. So we've used the registry platform for that purpose. We have shared data with the again, aggregated, de-identified data with with industry partners who are developing clinical trials, because they're interested in, what common medications are our population taking, and will that impact, the clinical trial that they're doing. So just getting baseline data on that kinds of thing really helps them tailor their clinical trial, where they can, they can have it open to as many individuals with PWS as possible, while still, being right for their drug intervention. So we have shared data from our registry with many stakeholders for many different reasons, and all of which is going towards the eventual goal of improving care of the person with PWS. So we're excited about this platform because we feel like it'll give us some new capability that we hadn't had before. So the ability, for example, potentially to be integrating our patient clinical data, or the data of their phenotype, how their characteristics and symptoms go, with genomic data. So we can potentially better understand what are the genetic variants outside of the PWS region that are impacting the severity of disease. What are the genetic variants that are impacting our response to different drugs? So the ability to integrate that, the ability to integrate mobile technology, and gather data on the fly, or that's easy for patients to provide and integrate that data. So we're really looking forward to the expanded capabilities that this platform may offer.